Welcome to the Market Challenge, which is actually the battle of the top 50 companies. Today is the day one of the Newconomy conference, and we'll be getting the thoughts and votes from various experts from the blockchain industry worldwide. During these 5 sessions, all of these distinguished guests will share their opinion on what's going on in the market nowadays and give their insights on what to expect in the future. So before we go any further, I want to thank our sponsors, Bitcoin OX Wallet, which is a cryptocurrency wallet. It's multi-currency and it's free to use. So today I have with me here John from CNC Blockchain. Welcome, John.
How are you doing today?
Great. Now, if you don't mind sharing with our audience a little bit about yourself and what you're working on.
Sure. So I'm the CEO of CNC Blockchain. We're a blockchain enterprise advisory consulting company. So helping organizations, primarily senior leadership teams, understand what blockchain is, why it's important, how it's going to impact their organizations, how to prepare for it, but also what blockchain platforms they can look at, the leverage, and how to really find the right teams or experts to help them build their applications.
Awesome, thank you. And what about your personal background before that, and why your interest in this space?
Sure. For a number of years, I was in the Oracle application space on the education consulting services side, so helping companies with installation of their business performance management applications, where the CFOs of organizations use it for budgeting, consolidating, and forecasting. And I got into blockchain by chance, like a lot of people, through reading an article at the airport. And someone said, blockchain technology is going to change the world, it's unhackable. And reading a line like that, I was like, yeah, whatever, nothing's unhackable. And as I started to read the story and really getting the insights of how it worked, and I started learning about blockchain before I really understood what Bitcoin was. So for me, it was a different way of getting into it, which I kind of liked, because as I learned more about blockchain, and then I really started getting into Bitcoin after that. So at least I had a good understanding of how and why Bitcoin is important. And then after that, I kind of went what they call that blockchain rabbit hole, and just never came out. So
awesome. Okay, and of course, you're one of the industry experts here, particularly for the blockchain platform space. Can you just let us know a little bit about your thoughts on blockchain platforms as they are today and where you think they're headed?
I mean, I think there's some strong blockchain platforms out there. I mean, you look at Hyperledger, you look at Ethereum, you look at Corda, and you see some of the backings by the companies that are starting to adopt leveraging them. I think they're proving themselves right now, but as we know in blockchain, a week in blockchain is like a dog year. It moves fast. And it's not saying there will be, I'd say, one blockchain platform to rule them all. So you have to understand which ones I think now are best to leverage, because you could be switching from to a new one in a year after the leveraging one. So I think people that are new to it, or even companies that are into it, need to understand that it's no longer the old-fashioned way of, hey, I'm going to choose like an ERP system, and that's what I'm going to stick with. Blockchain is going to say, hey, you need to be flexible of, once you choose this platform, in a year from now, something new or better could be coming out that you might want to move to.
Right.
And this is a mindset shift of how we're doing business, but also how we look at technology as well.
So just to touch on something you mentioned just a second ago, so are you saying that you think there will be one that rules them all?
No. I'm sorry if I came across that. I said there will not be one that rules them all.
Okay.
That's what I kind of meant. So, it's and you kind of see that in how organizations like an IBM or an Oracle SAP are leveraging Hyperledger.
Right.
Instead of trying to build their own and saying, oh, ours will be the best out of all of them, they realize that blockchain is such a monster that it makes better to go ahead and leverage and contribute to some of these open source platforms.
Awesome. And another question based on that. So you mentioned Hyperledger and Ethereum. Can you kind of touch on your thoughts about public versus permission blockchains?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, or, look at public permissions, or if you want to look at hybrid as well, I think what it comes down to is what's going to be the needs or what you're using it for. I mean, the public one, it's like, if you have a lot of people that need access to see your information, this is where, public one's going to make best sense. But most organizations will look at either the permission ones or even the federated ones now to give them more accountability and visibility and control in a way, but still have that audit trail without making it public to everyone. So I think as people start to understand how each one of these platforms start to work, they'll start to realize, maybe I want to leverage this one for part of my business and maybe
Right.
this one for the other part.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Now I want to move to a little bit of a fun part of it. And so you've taken a look at the 10 companies to judge on the blockchain platforms section.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of rank them from 1 to 10, 1 being best, 10 being worst, in your opinion, and then comment on a few of them?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I got some notes I can write this down. So make sure I have the things that I want. So looking at those, and it's fun because looking at ICOs now is such a different way, because I remember in 2017, and I call it the ICO Wild Wild West, when everybody was sending me a white paper to read and things like that, and you see these great ideas. Now I think even these projects are being more scrutinized in some ways, of how many people are backing it, how many people have this solid, I guess, I'd say experience around what they're talking about. So when I look at things, I try to look at them from the standpoint of, okay, will this be adopted? Will this solve a real world issue that people go, hey, this is going to make life easier for people? And
right.
And I mean, what I'll do is, it's kind of hard to live in like one to 10. So what I do is I'll give you my top three that I liked the most.
Okay.
And they were the W12,
okay,
Equity, and the Project Hydro. I like those three, just based on, I liked how W12 had already made their regulations approved by the SEC and in different countries, but also making it easier for people that aren't technical to get into set up their STOs and ICOs and how to combine them in a way.
Definitely.
I think it's important when people are starting new with these projects of what's an easy way to get my STO set up or my ICO, and where is it in a platform that's already been approved by regulators. And that's the hardest thing right now in the space, is finding those countries or governments that are going to approve your project that fits their regulations. And that makes it less scary for people to take the risk and get started. So for me, that one definitely stood out at the top. Equity is definitely the other one. And what do I have here real quick? Because I can't remember everything off the top of my head. Equity, here we go. So Equity was another good one. And for me, I'm sorry, I don't have enough time here on this one. So as I look at it, we might have to cut this part out. But and the other one was the Project Hydro. I like that one as well. And those, and then after that, it's YPTO. But Project Hydro was another good platform, I thought, that had some great use that's going to be leveraged by people. And then same thing with Equity. When I looked at both of those, I'm like, okay, people, they thought of things beforehand, and they thought of new people joining the space and how they would need to leverage it, and a real use case for them as well. And then as I look at, YPTO, I think that platform, it's a great concept and a great idea, being able to leverage all those different points of exchanging fiat and exchanging different cryptocurrencies and having different wallets and the gaming side of it. I thought it's a great idea. It's, if they can bring that to fruition with the right way of doing it, I think that has definitely a strong way of getting and taking off with adoption. Because there's something out there I think everybody's been talking about. It would be great to have all these things intertwined with each other. Right. Or you could exchange your crypto fiat, and it doesn't matter which way it is, or put in a credit card. But making it such an easy process, I think, is what's going to get adoption.
Definitely. All right.
And then as you look at Ucommunity, Stactical, I'll say that, those were kind of at the bottom of the list for me. Even the one thing I like Stactical, even though they had an MVP, that stands out for me. I like those when they have something that people can play around with. That means that, okay, it's more than just an idea or concept. And the ones that, like Indie Invest, that one I was a little on the lower side when I looked at it, because I didn't think they had an idea, but I thought it was being leveraged already out there. And maybe, I know people that have more experience with ICOs and STOs, but I think what they're talking about with using goods, maybe it should be an STO instead of an ICO. I don't know. I'm just taking a guess at that one, but I just that's what I thought about when I kind of read about it.
Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, so now we've heard from John, and now it's y'all's, the audience's turn to vote now, and you can vote and rank these projects for blockchain platforms and all the other um, and all the other categories that this conference is about, please check out the Newconomy website to do so. And of course, thank you for joining us today. Thank you, John, for joining us.
Yep.
And we will catch you guys on the next session.
Thank you.